Red Entertainment, what's up guys? My name is Akasan.
Hey, Superheroes DC-san.
And finally, we're about to check out something called Black Lightning. First look trailer, the CW. I don't know anything. Actually,
Do you know anything about this character?
God, I can't remember. I think during Final Crisis or something like that, he teamed up with Mr. Terrific or something, and he had a conversation with Mr. Terrific one day, like, why do you call yourself Black Lightning or whatever? And it's like, oh, so they know who they're dealing with or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like, how about you? The same thing. So they know who they're dealing with. Someone terrific. And that's all I really remember about him. I think he's like an older superhero as well.
Yes, he's one of the first black superheroes made in the DC comic universe. And yeah, that's actually, that conversation did happen between those two characters.
Right, I think it was Final Crisis, yeah.
And he's one of the few people where, kind of like Luke Cage, started out dealing with crime in like his own hometown or his own city, and then expand from there.
So it's basically DC's Luke Cage, maybe. Maybe. Well, we'll see. Let's see.
Yeah.
And I guess it's connected to the whole universe, the Flareverse.
Actually,
no?
Actually, I will say that it was said that it will not be connected to the Arrowverse right now, as it stands. So as it stands
Supergirl's
now,
universe?
Supergirl, Arrow, Flash, Legends are all connected, but this is not connected. Now, the loose talk among fans is that it's because they need to see if the show does well or not. If it doesn't, it's not connected.
That's silly.
In the opposite direction, the other fan theory is that they're making a separate universe in which they could tie him and Supergirl directly together, and then have Flash, Arrow, and Legends on this side. Because remember, Supergirl isn't technically in the same dimension.
Yeah, right,
so the talk now is the show does well, it'll be part of that side. So then building up two separate universes. We'll see.
Sounds very inconveniently structured. But
it does, but it's kind of, if it does well, look at it as like this would be the Flash for that universe.
Okay. Let's see what it's all about.
Black Lightning was the savior who kept our streets and our schools safe. He was hope personified. But he was also Jefferson Pierce, my father.
Take me to the edge of what can break me.
You've been on the streets fighting the 100 for years. Let someone else do it. Go say to Father.
Dad, I promise.
Is that Jimmy? No, okay. I thought.
But the 100 is the local gang, so they're sticking with the main origin theme.
For all me and your mother have, I love you both.
He tried to keep his promise to my mother. Said that he saved more lives as the principal of Garfield High than he ever did as Black Lightning.
They're really sticking with it.
But without Black Lightning, violence in the streets by the 100 gang multiplied.
Our children are dying in these streets and no one cares.
The anger was just under the surface for all of us. The whole city was ready to explode. He could only bury who he really was for so long.
The city is getting more and more dangerous every moment.
He was born in Michigan.
I'm just trying to keep you safe.
Excuse me? I'm not afraid of the 100.
Yes, you should be.
That sound.
Now you just pissed me off.
Oh yeah!
If you mess with me, my sister, my mother, or the innocent in this city, you're gonna get lit up.
Is that your car?
Yeah.
It was nice.
Hashtag Black Lightning's back.
Sometimes I can come off a little overprotective.
Yes, you.
Okay. Well, I definitely saw the crime, the police officer. That's one. Maybe that's one of the reasons the Flash wasn't in certain offices. That's why Julian and Barry had to move, because Black Lightning had to move in.
Yeah,
I guess, and Jitters was somewhere in there as well.
Like, set pieces.
Yeah, you know, set pieces. You know,
the camera's just put on the east wall instead of the west. Oh, good.
Nothing wrong with that. Looks okay. It looks okay.
For me, there are aspects of the show that remind me of. Well, it is a CW show, so there are some things that are formulated and they work well as a CW
I agree.
show. So, like, even how we're seeing like Stefan Salvatore standing right there. Okay. He's from Vampire Diaries, which is no longer on air. But the way that they cast the lighting and the backgrounds, even from that show, Vampire Diaries, reminds me of what I just finished watching in Black Lightning. So I kind of like that because I liked that universe. It's no longer available, but I liked how they kept that theme in that format because I think it works for a larger demographic of ages. The reason I got kind of excited because his two daughters are also metahumans, and one of them is actually named Thunder. And when they said Thunder and they showed her and her eyes lit, it was like, oh, she's coming into it. So I'm hoping that they go something along the lines of it's taking the place like from the daughter's point of view, and like they have gotten their powers, and he comes back to kind of become a mentor to them.
I agree with you on that point. Like if the narration is done through the daughter and the perspective is done through her, I think it'd be a little more interesting than being focused on
just him.
He didn't actually, with all due respect, he didn't actually seem like much of a different or interesting type of character. The same way as if you had a story revolve around Jay Garrick instead of Barry Allen or something like that. It may not...
Unless it was an origin story.
But even then, I don't think I would want to see something always focused on him. Like he'd be the main anchor of the show type of deal. It's interesting the way it's set up. I'll definitely check out the first couple episodes.
Well, we have to check out the first episode together because I want to know what you think of its vision, how it's filmed, and what you think of the character itself. Because I did read about the character a long time ago when I was a kid.
Right.
My only issue, and it's not an issue, but I liked in this particular trailer his old costume as opposed to the new one.
I don't know what it is because, you know, obviously with the Flareverse, we have all the costumes are very like kind of weird, this leather-ish type of thing. And I don't think I wanted to see something like that. But then what I did see here looked a little bit kind of like
the Adams costume in black, yellow, and blue.
No.
The sound effects fit it perfectly.
Yeah, some of that stock sound effects. But the... I want to say Mystery Men or something like remember Mystery Men?
Wow.
Kind of like these really like
overdone.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, maybe, or even the way sometimes we critique Salvatore's outfit. We got used to it.
Yeah.
But it's kind of, could you imagine if the Netflix route went the same way with Luke Cage walking around with something kind of, it looked like
if he did, I'd see that, okay, maybe that's the finale to the show or to the episode, and that's why he's got that extra powered suit.
Okay. Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
Otherwise, if he has to wear that through the whole season, it will take some time for me to get used to.
Exactly, because I feel like if they were going the urban route with, which it seems like that, it looked like everything looked very grounded. Yeah. That suit looked like it belonged.
At all.
It looked like it belonged somewhere, maybe in Snyder's world or something like that, or what have you not. Again,
because it seemed a bit more fantastical compared to the way everything else.
Exactly. So the same way where sometimes I felt like Adams. Was that his name? Yeah, Adam's outfit in the beginning of Arrow, the first couple of seasons, really stood out kind of oddly in Arrow's world. But now, being around Legends of Tomorrow, where it's very fantastical, it fit really well. So there's kind of this situation where you have to balance grounded, realistic elements, and then fantastical elements. You got to get it just right. So who knows where this will be? I mean, it has promise.
Yeah. I think one other thing they could be doing with the suit is if they go with the storyline where he loses his powers, and then as he's slowly regaining them, that's why he has the suit.
Okay.
Possibly, because his powers are in flux at the time.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I'm happy to see any new superhero on TV or in film and see what they do with it, DC or otherwise, just because it's nice to have variety.
I personally have more than enough on my plate to look at or react to, so it's kind of like anytime a new show starts, I always kind of in the back of my mind I'm like, this is going to be more work because that means it's more requests for
possibly. But look at it like this: with some of the shows that are canceling or that are going off air, it's a good filler. But for a short period of time, if it's good, if the story is good, it's a good filler.
Yeah. But nothing I watch is going off the air. It's all coming back. So it's just like more and more gets a little heavier each time. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. If it went directly to Netflix, I'd breathe a little sigh of relief because then I could just
take your time with it.
No, just push it right through Rift TV, Rift.tv. Right. But when it's a CW thing, it does make a little more work.
Just a bit. I will say they are putting more and more Netflix CW shows on Netflix.
Yeah, it just takes longer.
Good. It just takes longer.
Yeah, we'll see. Red Nation, stand up, speak up. Let me know what you guys think about this show. Are you excited for a little bit of Black Lightning here? Is this something that you would invest your interest in? I've noticed it's kind of a little mixed right now.
Yeah.
You want to know something funny?
Against the costume?
No, just against the entire show. It's kind of like some people are on the same world as I am. It's like okay, just like with the other X-Men-ish, The Gifted, same deal. It's kind of like
I actually haven't seen anything other than a thumbnail for it.
Okay.
And it just had a guy doing like this.
Yeah, same deal though. It's kind of just maybe I'll check it out. Or the Cloak and Dagger. All these new shows are setting up, and it's kind of just like, and Runaways is another one that's coming out.
But I'm happy because it's Marvel's versions of Teen Titans.
It's great. It's cool. It's cool to see. It's just kind of like, I'll give it a shot, but it's kind of a lot going on right now. So I wouldn't say oversaturation, but it's certainly a lot of variety right now.
It is, but I'm happy because it gives me more to watch, more to enjoy, and more to replace, because I do have some shows that are going off the air, and I'm heartbroken. I am waiting for Vikings to come back on. You don't watch Vikings, do you?
I'm more of a Game of Thrones
Vikings. Oh wait, Game of Thrones, and also The Last Kingdom, which just finished. All 3 good shows.
I see. All right, make sure you check out DC Sun. I'll leave a link in the description below.
Keep it super.
Peace.